Hey guys, so to begin with, I'm just going to tell you what brush I'm going to use throughout this tutorial. I'm going to use soft blend brush and soft air brush, and mostly going to use soft blend brush to paint everything and to add shadows and stuff, and going to use soft air brush to add more depth and outlines to my sketch. And I also used symmetry symmetry drawing guides for the eyes. If you can completely skip this step and you can just copy and paste and flip the eye horizontally, that's totally up to you. So guys, so I'm starting with the basic sketch for the eyes. So I don't even know how to explain this part, you guys. You can just totally go ahead and follow this tutorial. Maybe just slow it down if you think that this video is just going too fast. You can just slow it down the speed if you want to just watch every step that I'm doing, but just create this almond kind of shape for the eyes. And guys, I don't know how to explain it, okay? I'm just gonna explain you guys the part where I show you guys how to actually shade to make it look realistic. So if you are gonna be practicing that, then you can just completely go ahead and take a screenshot from this video and trace over the eyes that I drew and start shading, just because you can just do anything to practice, you guys. All right, there's no rules like that. So so as you guys can see, I started with this basic sketch and I used soft blend brush. So basically what I'm doing here is I am adding more color or more pigmentation at first by putting more pressure onto the screen. Now that's how this brush works. When you put more pressure, it obviously gives you more pigmentation, and when you put light pressure, it gives you lighter pigmentation. But you can also, if you want to blend that pigmentation or color, you just go over that color or the pigmentation that you just added, and it will blend it out. And that is the reason why I am using this brush, because when you sketch traditionally on a paper, that is what is actually happening. You add more color, you add more pigmentation onto the paper, and you can at the same time just go over that just to blend it out. I don't know if I'm able to really explain it in a way that you guys are understanding, but I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say here. It's just that put more pressure, add the pigmentation, go over that color and start blending. So what it will do is it will add harsh looking shadows, and at the same time it will add more soft looking shadows as well. And that is the key when you are shading some facial feature. No matter what you're shading, it just not the face, but no matter what you're shading, that is the key, is to keep a good balance between both kind of shadows. So basically I am just creating this base right here using black color, guys. I'm not using gray color, I'm using black color. So key areas, key points right here is always make sure that there is this harsh looking line on the crease of the eyes, and obviously have the eyeliner. And if you don't want the eyeliner, you just add some sort of line on the upper waterline, and also add this little dot or this little line where the white part of the eyes are. And also I always like to outline the pupils of the eye, and I also like adding shadows underneath the eyes. It just gives it much more of this realistic kind of eye effect. So and for the brows also, you guys, I just used soft blend brush. So basically what I did is I actually added this, I just started coloring that shape of the eyebrow really light-handed, and I just decreased the size of the brush and started adding hair-like strokes. I usually use technical pen for eyebrows and eyelashes, but here I just wanted them to look a little softer, and technical pen makes them look a little really sharp, and then you have to go ahead and blend those out. So I think I'm just gonna change the way I draw eyebrows. So as you guys can see, after the base was ready, I started adding details. Now to add details, I use soft airbrush, and yeah, I'm using black color to add more depth and details to the eyes. So I didn't use soft blend brush because then it will blend those out, and I don't want to blend my details out too much, so that is why I am using soft airbrush, and I'm doing this in a separate layer. So that's what you want to do, guys. If you're not comfortable using black color even for the base, like the base that I created here, you can always go ahead and use gray color if you're comfortable with that, because if you're not really, if your hands are not set on the screen just yet, to be able to create a gray base just with black color, and you are still practicing, you can always go ahead and use gray color. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Now that I'm adding details, I'm also adding a little bit of color to the eyebrows as well, because they were looking super duper light. So I added this color in a different layer, and that layer was underneath every other layer. So as you guys can see, I'm also adding some shadows on the white part of the eyes, and they are looking effing realistic. All right, I cannot really say that word completely. It's YouTube, unfortunately. So yeah, it's simple, you guys. I mean, the more you practice, and the better you are gonna get at it. And there's nothing really to explain like that. And I also started creating eyelashes, and I'm drawing these eyelashes with soft airbrush because I didn't want to use technical pen. I think I'm just gonna change my process of drawing eyelashes and eyebrows, because technical pen just makes them look a lot I don't know, just not natural in my eyes. I'm not really liking technical pen these days a lot, so I just use softer brush to make those eyelashes look a lot more fluid, natural, and stuff like that. And I also added lashes underneath on the lower lash line. I just forgot what I was gonna say. So yeah, I think eyes are mostly done. And so guys, key area is basically making sure, especially the crease part of the eyes, making sure you have this line which is really harsh looking, and also at the same time making sure it's blending out with everything else around that. So that's the trick here. So I went ahead. Now I'm just gonna create nose. Now nose is the easiest part, you guys, especially with this brush, soft blend. It's effing easy. So I just created this little circle, and I made sure that I'm not really putting much pressure onto the screen just yet. Also, on the layer where I'm creating nose, I didn't use any drawing guide. All right. So as you guys just saw, I went ahead and blend the circle out with the same brush by just lightly going over those shadows, and I started adding nostrils. Guys, nose is really easy, with this brush. If you're using some other software, just use your hard brush and blending brush, and it's just the same. But soft blend brush, I love this brush. Guys, just go ahead and use it and start drawing noses, and you will realize how easy it is. It's not complicated at all. All right, especially if you are somebody who likes to paint or create stylized portrait. All right, so I started adding more shadows with a similar brush, and also the nostrils and also the sides of the nose. I added little outlines. That's how I create nose, basically. And also when I'm sketching traditionally, that's how I actually sketch nose. So that's that, and that was the easiest part. And yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and start drawing lips. So I start with these little 2 dots, and I match these. I make sure these little 2 dots are in line with the pupil of the eye. I hope that is making sense. And then I go ahead and make that middle part of the lips, and I start really lightly shading around that line of the lip to create a shape for the lips. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and darken those lines up. That's important, you guys. Do not skip that part. Always make sure to darken those lines up. All right, that makes everything look put together and realistic. all right? So once you have those lines, and always keep those lines in a separate layer because we don't want to blend those out, all right? And here I am actually starting to shade the lips. Lips are easy, you guys. If you want me to create a detailed, like really detailed video on lips, then let me know down in the comment section below. But I would highly suggest you guys to go ahead and play around with this brush to really get used to it and to know what I'm trying to say here. It was really easy to create lips, shade lips, you know, create nose and shade that with this brush alone. So lips are looking effing amazing here, you guys, and I didn't put any effort to create such luscious lips. So now the last step is obviously highlighting, and for highlighting I'm using soft airbrush because I don't want to blend my highlights out and I want to keep them pretty harsh looking. So I obviously am going to use white color to highlight, and you can use any brush of your choice. It just, I'm adding little dots here and there where I want to add some glossiness and where I want to add some light in highlights. So I'm just adding these little dots with soft airbrush, pretty harsh looking dots, and I'm not going to blend those at all. Same for the nose. I'm just going to add this little dot on the tip of the nose and gonna add some little tiny highlights on the eyes as well, and all the eyebrows as well. So yeah, so I hope you guys are taking something away from this tutorial. Give this a try. If you want to slow this tutorial down, slow it down, you know, follow the whole tutorial step by step, take a effing screenshot and trace over the whole thing if you're not comfortable sketching it by yourself, and you know, start practicing shading at least with the soft blend brush. You know, just play around with that brush. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do create something out of my tutorial, or if you do create this out of my tutorial and tag me on Instagram, really appreciate you guys when you tag me on Instagram. And yeah, then that I will see you guys in the next video.